Hi guys, so today is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a makeup tutorial video. It's not going to be anything to do with makeup. It's actually going to be one of my personal life stories that I went through when I became pregnant at 17, and how I told my parents, how I found out, and how my delivery went. And if you guys are interested in watching, please keep watching. It's a little bit long, I know, so grab some popcorn and enjoy. Okay, so I met my boyfriend when I was 15. I was 15 and he was turning 18 a week later after I met him. Before I had my daughter, I used to get my period every single month at the same exact time. I was never late. I always was on time. I used to keep this app on my phone. It was like a period tracker. So every month it would tell me when I was supposed to get my period. And every time it told me, I got it every time. So I was never ever late, ever, until I was 1 week late. And it was weird because I was late 1 week, but I was still getting cramps. I'm probably late, I'm getting cramps, there's nothing bad, I'm just gonna be late. And it came to where it was 2 weeks late, and I was just like, okay, 2 weeks late, I've never been this late ever. What is going on? So back then, one of my best friends, her mom was pregnant, and she had found out she was pregnant by taking a $1 pregnancy test from the dollar store. And I was texting her, telling her, dude, like, I'm late, like, I'm scared. And she told me, do you want me to get you a pregnancy test? I mean, my mom has a lot left. But I don't know if she said my mom had, I don't remember if she said her mom had some left or she actually went and bought it. But the point is that she got me the pregnancy test. So I was just like, oh, I'm sure, like, if you're willing to do that for me, because I couldn't go to the store with my mom and tell her I'm gonna get a pregnancy test, because obviously I couldn't. So she got me the pregnancy test, and I was still in school, so she gave it to me at school. And then, my day at school was over, so my mom used to always pick me up from school. If it wasn't my mom, it was my boyfriend who picked me up all the time. So my mom picked me up, and I remember having the pregnancy test in my bag, and just my mom was asking me, like, she was asking me how was school, what did you do. I was just thinking, like, I have a pregnancy test in my bag. Like, I hope my mom doesn't see it or anything. Like, I was super scared. So I got home and I was just like, okay, it's time for me to take it. Like, I couldn't wait, I had to take it. Like, I needed to know. So I took it. I didn't have to wait a long time for it to appear that it was positive. So I took it, and I was in the restroom. Well, when I was at my parents' house, my room had a restroom, so it was really easy for me to take it, and nobody noticed because I was by myself in my room. So I took it, and it came out positive. And when it came out positive, I was just like, oh my god. So I thought, no, it can't be true. It's a dollar pregnancy test. It doesn't work. It probably says positive for everybody, like, I didn't think it worked. So I sent the picture to my boyfriend, and he told me, oh my god, are you sure? Like, are you positive that it's true? And I told them, I don't know, I think it's wrong, like, I don't think it's right. So I remember texting my friend and telling her it came out positive, and she said, like, what are you gonna do? And I told her, no, I think it's wrong, I don't think it's right. And then she told me, like, no, like, my mom took it and my mom is pregnant, like, it can't be wrong. If you're pregnant, it's gonna come out positive. So I was just like, okay, like, it was just like a weird feeling. Like, I was in denial, like, I didn't want to believe I was pregnant, but it was just there. So one of my other friends told me about this clinic. She told me, oh, there's this clinic where you don't need no parents. You go in by yourself and you could take a pregnancy test right there too. They give you the results right away. So one day after school, she told me, I'll take you, because it was like right across from school. So we ended up going, and I remember I was so scared walking in. Like, you know, when nobody's looking at you, but you think everybody's looking at you because you're so nervous that you just automatically think, oh my god, they're looking at me, you know? Even though nobody was. Well, at least I think nobody was, but I felt like the whole world knew that I was pregnant. Like, everybody knew except my parents. So I walked in, and this was the first time I ever went to a doctor without my parents, so I was even more scared. Like, I was trying to be calm and just get it over with, find out if it's true. And I went in, I wrote my information down, and I was waiting and waiting for them to call my name. And as time passed by, I was just like, oh my god, like, I can't believe I'm here, but like, I can't believe I'm doing this. So they called my name, and I went in, and they made me take a urine test. So they had me in this room waiting, and I think I waited for about 5 minutes, and I was just there, like, just thinking about like anything, like thinking like my parents, like if it comes out positive, like what am I gonna tell my parents, what are they gonna say? So the nurse came back, and then she told me, congratulations, you're pregnant, here is your slip, with this slip you could apply for Medi-Cal. So she gave me the slip, and I saw it, and it said that I was pregnant. She's like, your due date is July. And then she's like, congratulations. She's like, is there anything that I could help you with? And like, I just kept looking at the paper, like I completely ignored her. And then she asked me again if there was anything she could help me with, and I told her no, thank you. And then I was walking out, and again, like, I felt like everybody was staring at me, like I didn't, like, my head was just in the paper, like it came out positive. And yeah, I was walking out, and I remember I opened the door, and I give her the note, and she said, oh my god, your parents, what are your parents going to tell you? What are you gonna tell your parents? Like, when she told me that, I was just like, this is real, like this is happening now, like I'm pregnant, you know? I was just like, I don't know, dude, like I was just like, I don't know, like I don't know what I'm gonna tell them. So I called my boyfriend, and I told him, you know what, we gotta talk, there's something I gotta tell you. And at that time, my boyfriend was really upset because I went without him, but we were not in good terms at the time. We were fighting, we used to fight a lot, so we were fighting, and I went without him, so he got really upset. But when he found out the news, he was happy, but it was just a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of things. So after a while, I just hid it from my parents. I didn't tell my parents until a whole month later, and it was really hard telling them, like one of the hardest things I had to tell. So I was pregnant when I was in high school. So I remember one time I was in my first period class, and I used to get a lot of morning sickness. Let me tell you, like my morning sickness was the worst, and trying to hide it from my mom was really hard. It was super hard. So one day I went to school, and I was in my first period class, and I remember this like exactly, because I don't think I'm gonna ever forget this, because I kind of made a scene. So I was in my first period class, and you know, when you get morning sickness, you just feel it right here, and you know it's coming, even though sometimes you don't really throw up anything, you just feel it throwing up. So I was in my morning class, you know, teacher was teaching, and I was running my nose, and out of nowhere I felt like I had to throw up. So I didn't even ask if I could go to the restroom. I just ran to the restroom, completely ran for my life to the restroom. So I ended up in the restroom. I didn't throw up anything, it was just a morning sickness that you just get. So I'm sorry. So I wasn't, and then when I was coming back, the teacher was outside waiting for me, and he's like, what happened? And I just, oh, I just felt like throwing up, and I didn't want to interrupt because I had to go throw up. And he said, oh, are you feeling well? And I told him, yes, I am. Like, it's just, I already threw up. I think it's gonna go away now. He said, okay, you don't want to go to the nurse? And I was like, no, I do not want to go to the nurse. And he said, okay, well, if you don't feel any better, just let me know and I'll take you. When I told my parents, I ended up telling my mom first. My mom already knew, because she will know when I will get my periods, because she will get them first and then I will get it. So she had already noticed that I hadn't gotten my period. So I was laying down in my bed after school and I told her, Mom, I need to talk to you. And she said, okay, what happened? I wasn't crying. I was just really calm when I was telling my mom, because I don't know, I just felt calm. So I told her, Mom, I missed my period, a month and a half late, and I have not gotten my period. And this is what she told me. She said, I was just waiting for you to tell me. I already knew all the times that you ran to the restroom. I'm not dumb. I know something had happened, and I was just waiting for you to tell me. And she said, you have to tell your dad by yourself. I'm gonna give you till tonight for you to tell your dad what is going on. And I was just like, oh my god. She told me, if you're responsible for your own actions, you're responsible for what's coming. I was mad, but she kind of understood. So she told me, yeah, you have to talk to your dad and you have to tell him what's going on. So when my dad came home that same day, I was in my room crying and crying and crying. I couldn't stop crying because I knew I was gonna tell my dad. And me and my dad were super close, and it was harder telling my dad. So when my dad got home, I knew it was time to tell him, because obviously my mom was gonna tell him if I didn't tell him, and I think it was me who needed to tell him. So he got home, and I remember I was just crying. He walked in. He walked in because he needed to go to the restroom, and the other restroom, somebody was in there. So he told me if he could go ahead and go use the restroom. I told him, yeah, go ahead. So I waited for him to get out, and he came out and he told me, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And I told him, oh, there's something I need to tell you. And he told me, do you not feel well? Does your stomach hurt? Did you get enough out with your boyfriend? If so, you don't need to cry. It's okay. Things will get better. I mean, people fight all the time. He was just telling me all these things, and I was just like, no, it's not that. No, it's something worse. And he was telling me, okay, well then tell me, what is it? So I told my dad, I have not gotten my period. It's already a month and a half, and I have not gotten my period. I think I'm pregnant. So he looked at me. He was just sitting down right there, and he looked at me. He said, you guys didn't use any protection at all? And I told him, nope. But I wasn't this calm. I was crying. He told me, he said, I'm not ever going to forget what he told me, because at that time, I was I felt so alone. I felt like what I did was so bad. And I told him, he told me this. He said, it's okay, we can't do anything about it anymore. If you're pregnant, then we're gonna support you. He said, we're gonna support you through anything. We're gonna be there, because he said, we're gonna be there no matter what, because we're your family. So as soon as he said that, I started crying even more, so much, oh my. And he told me, you need to stop crying, because if you're pregnant, whatever you feel, the baby is going to feel. And it's not the baby's fault. The baby has nothing to do with this. This was you and your boyfriend's responsibility. So now I want you to get up, go eat, and stop crying. So I got up, and then I was like, oh my god, I didn't expect my parents to support me, but I never thought my dad was going to support me so much. I just think because my dad went through the same thing as, well, my parents had me at a young age, so I think that's why they supported me more. But it was just a great feeling. Like, I just felt like, oh, like relieved. I just felt like, okay, I don't have to hide anything or anything. Like, my parents already know. If my parents already know, the whole world could know, and I couldn't care, because my parents were the only things that matter. So after that, you know, I was still in high school, and my senior year I was behind 30 credits, which is a whole semester. I was behind 30 credits, and it was really stressful for me because I was pregnant. I was going in and out of school for my appointments with the doctor and everything, so I would stay after school for an online class, and I would do community service. So I really didn't enjoy my pregnancy at all, because I was trying to catch up on my credits so I could graduate. I didn't want not to graduate, right? So I was doing all this extra credit and things, and you know, like, it was hard. I was pregnant, like big belly, and walking. I used to go to after school for online class, and that would be from like after I got out of school to like 4:30. From 4:30 I will walk to the library and do community service there, and then I wouldn't go home until like 7:30 or 8. And then when I get home, I would get home and just do homework and just fall asleep. So I was on the go all the time. Like, I didn't enjoy my pregnancy at all, and I was so stressed out because I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna graduate and this and that. My parents are gonna be even more disappointed in me. So I did a lot of, like, I was just stressed. So my baby was supposed to be born on July 11, 2013. She was a whole month ahead. She was born on June 13, 2013. And it was one of the best experiences ever. I cannot tell you, like, it was just amazing. Before I graduated, in the morning we had a graduation practice. That same morning I found out that I was graduating. The same morning they told me, okay, I went to my counselor, she told me, okay, you passed all your classes, you're graduating, congratulations, you got all your community service done, you did all the online classes, you passed everything, you're graduating. So I was like, yes, you know, like, I'm graduating, I'm graduating on time. I was super excited, and that same day I went to the graduation practice, and I was super tired. Like, for some reason I didn't even feel like walking. I was super tired. When I got home, I just fell asleep on the couch. I woke up because I felt like I needed to go to the restroom. I felt like I needed to go pee. So I went, and nothing came out for some reason, like nothing. But I felt like something was there, and well, no. As I was done, I was coming out of my room. I opened the door, and water just came out. Like, water just came out. So I was just like, oh my god, I just peed myself. Like, I was in the restroom and I just came out and I just peed myself. So I told my mom, like, she came running. She's like, yes. And I was like, Mom, like, I peed. Like, I felt like going to pee, and I guess I didn't make it, but I did come, and I was already, I felt like I needed to go pee. And then when I was in the restroom, like, nothing came out, so I was coming out and I peed. And she's like, wait, what? And she's like, did you force it? And I was like, no. Blood was coming out, so I was like, okay, my mom is right. My water broke. I need to go to the doctor. The hospital. What am I talking about, the doctor? I mean the hospital. So I called my boyfriend. I told him, you know what? My water broke. You need to come, because she's coming. And he did not believe me. He thought I was lying. He was like, you still need a whole month. Stop lying to me. Stop trying to get me excited. So I was like, no, like, she's coming now. You have to come now. So he came, he picked us up, and we got everything. And the funny thing was that a week before my delivery, I had just gone to the hospital for the tour, because they told me you're gonna come a month ahead. So that was a good thing that I had already gone, because if I didn't go, I wouldn't know anything. So I sent in, and they told me, okay, we're gonna check you just to see if your water did break. So I was just like, okay. So they checked me and they're like, oh my god, you're like 3 centimeters open. And I was just like, really? Because I know you have to get to 10 in order to have the baby. So I was just like, really? And she's like, yeah, like, but you're not getting any contractions? And I was just like, no, like nothing is hurting, everything is fine. And they were like, okay, well, we need to keep you here because you're opening up already. And I was just like, okay. So that's when I knew, like, okay, I'm having my baby girl today. There's no way, like, not tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I didn't know it was that day, but I know that I was gonna stay in the hospital that day. So my contractions didn't start until I started opening to 6. When I opened 6 centimeters, that's when my contractions started coming, and they hurt so much. So much. I cannot explain how much it hurt because there is not even a word to explain unless you're a mother. You know what I'm talking about. But other than that, it's really, when those contractions started coming, I started feeling them and it was hard. They were so strong, and like I remember grabbing into my boyfriend's hand like this, and I left him a scar because that's how bad it hurt. They told me you're gonna have your baby around like 12 or even the next day, and I told them, but like my contractions are getting stronger and stronger. So at 6 I opened, like around 6 I opened 6 centimeters because that's when I started getting contractions. So it was around 7:30 that I started getting every like 2 minutes, every minute or 2 minutes. So I kept telling my friend, like, they're just getting worse and worse. Like, I feel like she's gonna come anytime. And this is crazy. This is the crazy part. Because nobody believed me. And I went crazy on the nurses for not believing me. So when I was laying down, I felt her little head move. I don't know how, but I felt her little head move. And I knew I had to push. I knew I had to push. And I kept telling my boyfriend, I need to push. Like, I have to push. Like, she's ready to come out. I feel her. She's right there. Like, I need to push. And he's like, no, like, they told you till 12. And I was like, dude, no, I have to push. And I kept yelling at everybody. I kept yelling at my mom and my mother, like, she was there. I need to push. So they called the doctor, and then the doctor comes off here like, you need to calm down, you're a first time mom, you think you're gonna have to push, like, you don't have to push, like we said, like, you're gonna have your baby like around 12, like, this is just like the first contractions you're getting at. And I told them no, like, I need to push. Like, if you guys don't help me, I'm gonna push whether you guys like it or not. So they ended up checking me, and they said, oh my god, you are ready to push, like, start pushing. And I told them, and I remember screaming at them. I was like, I told you guys, I felt your head move, like, you guys didn't listen to me. I was going off. So I started pushing, and in less than 5 minutes, I didn't even push for I think even 3, my baby was out. My baby was out, and they placed her right here. And it was just an amazing feeling. I cannot explain because there's no words to explain. You just feel that inside. So she was there, and in that moment, everything that I've ever felt just disappeared. And it was just that moment, holding her, and then just put her here. My boyfriend was here. My mother-in-law was there. My mom. My dad was in the back. And they all started crying. It was just so cute. Like, I never seen my boyfriend cry like that. It's like, I was just crying of happiness, you know? We were all happy. And it was just a beautiful moment. Yeah, it was just... And after that, they checked her, and she was good. Nothing bad happened. And even though she was a month early, she was really strong, and she was good. And then the next day was supposed to be my graduation, and I didn't end up going because I was in the hospital. I graduated, but I did not walk the line. So I don't have any picture with any gown at all. I don't have any pictures of my graduation because I wasn't there. I was in the hospital. So I just thought, wow, that's crazy. Like, it's just, you know, things that happen, and it was just pretty crazy. To me, it was really crazy. Everybody was texting me like, where are you? Are you coming? And I told them, like, I'm at the hospital. Like, I just had my baby. Like, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Like, I'm not gonna go. So my mom didn't bring my diploma, and yeah, just an amazing experience. And if I were to ever do it again, I would do it all over again. Yes. Even though I was 17 and I was young, and I didn't know anything about becoming a mother, I didn't know anything about having a baby. Once you have your baby, everything that you ever felt just goes away, and you just focus on your baby. It's just a crazy feeling. And even though a lot of people talked a lot of things, saying that I was young, I was stupid, and even some of my friends tried to make me have an abortion, trying to convince me, not make me, trying to convince me to have an abortion, saying that I was too young, that I was going to ruin my life, that it was a bad decision for me to keep the baby. I ended up making my own decision, and I'm so glad I did, because I have my baby with me, and now she's 3 years old, and she just keeps growing, and she's so smart. She's the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I just wanted to share this with you guys because I wanted to hear some more of you guys' stories. If you guys have any stories like that are about your pregnancy, leave them down below. I would love to read them. I would love to know what you guys went through, if it's something similar to what I went through. But I know everybody's pregnancy, everybody's labor, delivery is different, you know. And if you guys want videos of some of the stories I have, please like this video, and I will continue doing them, because I don't want my channel to just be about makeup. I want my channel to be about makeup, family, life, and about me. So yes, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Kisses to you guys.